Thank you, Shiva. Yes, game 2 ready to go between forZe and Boom as we see that final pick coming in as the panel. So this anti-mage, seeing as, you know, is this hero that obviously offers some great answers to the Medusa in terms of the mana burn, but overall, would you agree with the panel? This is not a very easy anti-mage game. There's
no real counter to AM besides they have one spell
that
they can throw, that's Chain.
So you like it?
The thing is, Medusa hits the timing faster than AM. You get Manta Style, you get one more item. It could also be a Divine Rapier where you just go in and try to end the game before AM gets too huge. Also, they don't have the best Roche-taking lineup, but if there's a DD spawn, you know, it might happen. Also, I'm wondering if they want to switch things up. As Winter said, now Dreamocel is going to be on the bottom lane on that anti-mage, and they will have a mid Pango. Also, I want to see the Fuse Blade build on Pango. It's extremely good. You burn you burned 200 mana before. Now you burn 160 since it got nerfed in the previous patch.
Yeah, I mean, and even to the point we've seen even in games where there's not a Medusa, so these mid Pangos, they sometimes pretty much skip the Javelin in favor of getting that Diffusal Blade done as soon as they can, and you know, obviously getting some stat items out into the lane, like the couple of Wraith Bands to help him out in the laning stage. So we'll see which way Mikoto does want to go, but yeah, without a doubt, an excellent argument for getting that Diffusal Blade as soon as possible in this match. The question is, though, you know, you started to touch upon it, the decision to keep the anti-mage down on this bottom lane rather than making the switch and putting him mid. I mean, is he going to be able to find much down here, or is this indeed a pretty rough lane for anti-mage to farm into in the early levels?
It's BZZ who's playing the Clockwork and they're going to be paired up with the AA. I don't think you can test AM that much.
No?
Disruptor will zone them out. Has 3 mangoes to work with, a lot of Thunder Strikes, and every single time Clockwork gets close, he'll get his mana burn. You can see already BZZ with just Rocket Flare level 1. He knows that he's not going to have enough mana, so he will secure a couple of creeps with it.
All right, well, yeah, we'll see how well Dreamocel's able to do down there. The mid matchup, obviously being Mikoto on the Pangolier against Gibkiy. I mean, in this lane, I mean, what do you expect to see here? Can the Pango get a bit of an edge on the early start of this lane?
He could, yep. Pangolier has extremely good attack animation. Disarm against Medusa, extremely effective. He's gonna get a lot of denies. Also, I don't see Observer Ward. It doesn't reach. Like the one on the mid lane, it doesn't reach the range creep. He's standing far away, so the Mystic Snake's not gonna bounce. But they have a glimpse of vision on that high ground.
Yeah, we'll see if he's able to keep the creep wave brought down in a position that does allow him to still find the chances for that easy CS with the snake bounces. Back down bottom, seeing how Dreamocel's getting on with the first few waves, and it's looking all right for him. As you say, definitely a lane where things aren't too rough at all. We'll see how much DuBu can do up here. Obviously starting up on that top lane as the Ench. Do you like this decision? The panel was sort of talking about it in a way that maybe the Ench had started down bottom alongside the Clockwork to put the pressure on. But why do you think forZe did decide to have sort of the supports laned this way around with the AA down bottom and the Ench up top?
That's a good question, and I don't have the real answer. I think Enchantress would be much better, more harassment on that AM. Like, there's no real combo with the AA and Clockwork. You can use Cold Feet, like trap them inside of cogs, but AM can just blink away from it.
I mean, is it sort of the idea that you're trying to put off FBZ getting the balls out all the time?
Okay, but that's the thing. So they have Enchantress against Beastmaster, so you can take away the summon. We're pretty smart OD if we work together. Yeah. Like, we have double-digit IQ combined.
Absolutely. Yeah, at least 11. 2 minutes and a half in. How we see on the mid CS, Mikoto 14 for 9 against the 9 for 1. It really is, as you say, you know, Mikoto's playing this really nicely, having that that edge as the melee hero, easier to secure the CS.
They get a good block. It might be a first blood.
You see, the Fisher does indeed entirely take him out, but he's going to be quick to respond. TP's over. No messing around. Knows that there's no further way to stop it. So Gibkiy with the heads up to reduce the amount of harass that is done. Still is all of his mana pool gone, and in terms of regen, he's only holding on to a Fairy Fire right now. So still very vulnerable, as he's yet to even start moving the courier back out to him. Hasn't got enough to purchase that salve, which he's sort of waiting for. Now he's got it, so now he can get the salve sent out. But it's going to be a fair bit of time where Mikoto Mikoto, he's just going to be able to continue to rule this lane whilst Gibkiy sits as low as he is on the mana and HP.
Yeah. Earthshaker will need to move in a couple of seconds to secure the rune for Pangolier. You want to give him that 4-minute rune so he can refill the bottle.
What's he got queued up at the moment? And it's still going to go for the Javelin Rush. So as I say, we've seen a lot of Pango on some of the top squads kind of not go for this. I mean, I feel it's still the absolute way to go. Javelin is just such incredible value on the Pango. I'm always a little bit surprised when we do see these mid Pangos not pick it up at all. So nice to see that Mikoto feels the edge. I think as well he feels that he's sort of winning the lane anyway, so he doesn't need those extra sort of laning items like the Wraith Bands or finishing off a pair of boots. He can get away with just getting that Javelin as soon as he can to really maximize how hard that swashbuckle hits in the early game.
I mean, getting one Javelin is fine. You still can get the item from that. It's extremely high amount of magical damage combined with physical damage and swashbuckle. And
all right,
there it is, first blood.
Yeah, this bottom lane, no worries at all for this anti-mage. He's found an excellent lane to start things off, and partly down to the way that forZe did decide to run their side lanes against him. And Sick Charge is going to be popped. Dreamocel, he would have liked to get one of those. KheZu will be, he'll be happy to take the two of them.
Come on, bro. At least give him Sal before you go. I mean, you just took two now. He just took 2 kills from Sal.
I mean, he's like, yeah, you're fine. They're both dead. They're not coming back to the lane anytime soon. I mean, I'm sure Dreamocel will settle for that. A couple of assists, and his free farm will continue down on the safe lane.
This bottom lane is done. AM just hit level 5, but level 5.5 actually. Come on, bring that healing
salve down here. Flares out early as well, so Dreamocel can pop it without any threat of it being cancelled. Top lane, getting aggressive underneath the tower, trying for FBZ. TPs will come across in order to keep FBZ safe. A Fissure from Hyde sets up for some aggression onto 19-Teen, who is trapped up by the Fissure. Look to hide in the tree line, trying to keep the ball onto him. FBZ wants to come back across. Just need to be a little careful of the Slight and the chains as FBZ gets brought down very low by the Slight. He continues to run. Hyde is trying to chase him with the kinetic field control. They'll get him low, but Chu will be able to deny him there, as I believe he took over the boar as the right click out of it. Am I correct in that, or am I crazy? I think that's what he did, right? I think the boar attack was mid-air. He takes over the boar, so therefore it counts as his own boar killing off his teammate. I've seen these clips before, and I think it happened right there, Lacoste.
I have to agree on that one. Pangolier just hit level 6, has Invis Rune and that Javelin we talked about. KheZu making a rotation. This Medusa, like, she needs to recover. Planting Observer Ward on the hill to see if anyone's going to approach her. Bottom lane's done. Like, BZZ is collecting some XP. They even left AM solo on the bottom lane.
Look, we'll see. Watch the boar here. Let's see if I was right. So this boar, last attack, and bam. Literally, as the attack lands, he took it over. I'm still sort of doubting myself, but I'm pretty sure that's what I saw there. It happened. I mean, if it happened just as the hit was connecting, he took over the boar. But very heads-up play from Chu to make sure that the deny was in play.
Very cute. Dota works in mysterious ways.
It does indeed. It's a cruel mistress, but we all love it. So fine. Now, overall, that being even, I mean, I feel like you are probably more scared of what Boom's been able to get out of this early game, right? I'm looking at this Pango. I'm looking at this anti-mage. These are two cores that are having a very, very good start. Mikoto is going to be able to make massive plays. This Javelin into what is on track to be a very quick diffusal blade, it's just going to be deadly for the entire lineup of forZe. Anytime Mikoto turns up, they sort of had to run. They're not going to be ready to fight this Pango early on.
Also, this Clockwork's not going to have an easy game. Yes, he is position 3 here, which means he will get more farm, but when you get 6 on this hero and you're missing from the map, it's not the same as we've seen in game number 1. They know something is up. Vision is already placed from Boom. You have glimpse to send him back if he uses a hook shot. The Pangolier can just swashbuckle away. AM Blink, not effective against the Beastmaster. Boar building that Necro Book, so a lot of the battery damage will be shared.
We're all sort of asking, you know, is this going to be a game where Gibkiy does feel the need to get that sort of 25-minute rapier online? Is it going to be one of those? Because a rapier rush, I mean, in terms of heroes that can keep him safe, he doesn't necessarily have an insane amount of protection with his lineup. There's no sort of straight-up buffs to be granted to him, so he could still be a little vulnerable. So I don't know what the chances are. We're probably not seeing a Rapier rush this game, are we, Lacoste, or what do you reckon?
They might need to go for it. Depends how the game develops. If they can get Roche, it might be the play to go for that serious amount of damage from Mikoto.
It doesn't have the Remnant available, so we'll manage to jump away. Bottom lane, Dreamocel, he's just been able to run down heroes alone.
Doesn't even need to pop the ulti.
Yeah.
Hey, Anti-Mage should not die in this game. It's that free Anti-Mage game.
Yeah, he's had that sort of a start that's certainly looking to be that. I mean, it's 1-0-2 down here. He's under sort of no sort of threat. Top lane, BZZ will come in, maybe be able to snipe down FBZ with the rocket flare. We'll look to chase down Hyde a bit with the battery assault. He's able to get back towards
Hit
the
him
pre-load,
once,
but still
cancel that move speed and the region coming out from Tranquils.
Have him here, or maybe not. I mean, the battery assault has ended. He's looking for the jukes, but BZZ's able to keep tabs on him and will claim the kill. So forZe are able to finally strike back on this top lane with the chase.
That's one way to rotate when you're playing position 3 Clockwork with the TP scroll. Otherwise, they will know something is up.
But still, you are just giving this anti-mage so much space right now. Sure, Gibkiy is also able to hit the jungle. You see the 3 cores of forZe in an okay position. The split very much more top-heavy on Boom's side. They have the mid and carry far ahead. Their offlane are pretty much non-existent. The Beastmaster's lane, FBZ has had a rough start, but I think he'll take that because his other 2 cores, this Dreamocel anti-mage, is continuing to just get kill after kill, and he's doing it on his own. He's just able to walk under the tower. He's 2-0-2. He's nearly got the money for the Demon Edge at just 10 minutes in on this anti-mage.
Perfect play from AM, positioning. He knows something is up. Also uses counter spell to get the cold feet on AA so he can't run away. The only one who can rotate and try to get a kill on this AM is Ember Spirit. 2 points and Searing Chains should do the trick, but they also need to use Clockwork ulti and AA ulti, even though AA is level 5 at the moment.
It's 1k lead. It's a little one, but it does look a little daunting for forZe. They've got to try and find action. They cannot allow this game to just be ruled by this Pango and anti-mage as Mikoto stepping closer towards the diffusal blade. Gibkiy continues to furiously farm away in the jungle, but they're losing control of their side lanes, and even FBZ, who had a rough start, he's found the opportunity to finish off that tier 1 tower. 19 team does look for the trade down bottom and will look to get it, as they don't seem to have any interest in trying to defend this tough area of the map to hold. They'll let it fall, so a tier 1 for a tier 1.
forZe benefits more from that. Anti-Mage can swap to the top lane if needed. Also, they have a better vision from the Hawk, so he should feel secure farming in either his jungle or just swapping to the top lane. Not too much action happening. 6-3, 12 minutes in.
I mean, both teams definitely, at least they've got cores that they're very happy playing the farm game. Both Dreamocel and Gibkiy more than happy to hit the creeps and sort of promise the team that they can sit on their shoulders as this goes onwards, and they can rely on them to carry the game. Both definitely have their merits. It's going to get to the point in the later fights this match where you look towards, can the anti-mage get on top of this Medusa without forZe being able to separate Gibkiy from Dream?
Anti-Mage does not want to participate in fights once he gets a Battle Fury, but will join if needed. Use ulti, go back to farming.
Yep.
Farm his Manta style, then he's ready to fight. Another good hook shot from BZZ. They get a kill on Earthshaker to delay his Blink Dagger, which should be crucial. Right now they don't have like the best way to start a fight. Beastmaster needs to approach. Only 2 points in Glimpse, but it's enough.
Yep, and in the jungle, boom. They'll be able to invade, find Chu. Do have to, well, use the 2 ultimates to get that kill. Back towards mid. I mean, again, Dreamocel, he's just sort of fighting off 2 heroes on his own. We have both VANSKOR and BZZ. They came across. They're both going to die for it. I mean, that really did start with the 2 of them running at this anti-mage. But Dreamocel, he was just ready to turn, hit back. And this anti-mage game continues where he has just been uncontested. And even when they do try and contest him, he ends up turning around and killing them off.
They need to bring more people. They need this Ember Spirit to be active. He's the only one who can hold him besides Clockwork Hookshot, but it's not enough. Like, they need to synergize their spell to try to get a kill, and he's going all in with the items on Ember Spirit, about to hit level 10, get that 25 damage, going for that Deso build.
Yeah, it was sort of switching between the two. I mean, what are you more of a fan of? Do you like the Deso rush or the Maelstrom rush? I mean, what sort of situations were you looking at in the game as an Ember to help you decide which is more necessary for the team early on?
You're playing against Anti-Mage, who has counter spell, so his magic resistance will be high, which means you want to switch towards more physical damage, even though his armor is also high. I'm not talking Snoop Dogg high, but you know.
The numbers are not quite in the 400s, but it's up there. But still, yeah, the other heroes will definitely get cut down pretty nicely by the death. So once 19 teams able to get that online. So yeah, have a quick update on the big item timings on the carries. Dreamocel, Battle Fury, 700 gold, and he's going to have it. How's the progress on our Medusa? Gibkiy, Manta style, about 1,500 gold away from the ultimate orb. The smoke comes out from forZe. Clock ready to lead the charge. There's that Clock AA combo that we saw forZe have such success with in last game. See if they can get the lead in the mid lane. Look at the setup onto the Beastmaster. They'll jump forward, pushing back. FBZ goes down. Will roar, but there's no help to be had as they use both the Roar and the Static Storm to no avail there and attempt to turn things around. Or maybe if Mikoto can get in, he's thinking about rolling Thundering forwards. It's the whole 5-man of forZe. So a little too scary for him to go into. They're going to have to let that tower go down. So forZe is starting to really get some pressure going together. The 5 of them taking objectives in a manner that Boom's just not prepared to defend when they're down a hero.
Mikoto has that freshly diffusal blade. A little bit of a misplay there. You can bounce off the Fisher with the Rolling Thunder, but it was not there.
Yeah, just opts for coming out of it and giving him a few right clicks and punches to take him down.
Well, Anti-Mage is about to finish his Battle Fury, which means I'm going to keep farming. They have really limited catch. If Hookshot is on cooldown, I don't think I'm going to die. But they need to set up vision, put the Hawk somewhere where AM is farming to see any kind of rotation from forZe.
Yeah, we see 19T. He did switch it up slightly again. Still sticks the physical route, but realizes he needs something sort of now. forZe's power is when they go at this portion of the game where the Anti-Mage has just the Battle Fury, not his next time.
Yeah, I'm fine with the Chrysalis. It's the most cost-efficient item at the moment in the game, and with the talent, there's a really big synergy. Mikoto?
A little off the mark there, BZZ, with the hook shot, but they may still get the kill as the Swashbuckle's already been used and they've had it. He didn't need to hit it. He did not need to hit the hook. As he just runs him down, pushes him out. KheZu, will he get out? He will. He's able to TP away, but still, this is forZe responding nicely. They're getting kills. This one a huge one. You know, for the most part, Mikoto's been running away with this game with this very quick javelin into defusal timing. This time pushing out a little too far in a situation where he only had KheZu behind him, and that was not nearly enough backup to protect him as he overextends with that a little too aggressive maneuver with the Swashbuckle.
Earthshaker has a Blink Dagger. Do they have any kind of smoke at the moment? I don't see. Yeah, they have one on Disruptor. They should try to make a move, reveal that Blink Dagger. Also AM picking up Pupil's Gift, which means 13 extra strength for him, which is pretty huge. Also mana is pretty good.
Coming over this mid lane, 19-teen. Oh, that was smooth. Chains up KheZu and then Remnants before the Static Storm's down. Still gets a whole lot of his mana burned here by the army, the Necromonicons. As he does go down, Stone Gaze is popping, and Mikoto is able to roll away the setup. Oh, it's perfect. This Pango finds the line, takes the triple as Mikoto's ready to head over for more, because now Gibkiy, he's isolated. He's trying to find KheZu, will get the kill, but it's going to cost him his life as he's trapped in by the Fisher. Dreamocel finishes him off, gets that guaranteed goal with the Mana Void, as it's a 4-for-1. This time, forZe biting off a little more than they can chew. Boom's ready for them. Mikoto finds the perfect roll, and they turn that fight around.
More than they can chew. Dad jokes coming through. Love that one. Mikoto, man, with the perfect positioning. Same goes for Earthshaker. They had 2 observer boards on forZe, but did not see Earthshaker at all.
Yeah. I mean, you saw that, you know, back in the action. I was, well, okay, as soon as Mikoto has a great play, he has a bit of a whoop play. As he's in the river, they kill him off. tips are out from BZZ. I mean, he knows, you know, this is a Pango he was obviously riding the high of being like, hey, I got a triple kill last fight, and then suddenly, bam, he's dead. Now, that's the second time that's happened where Mikoto's been caught out alone. He's got to be careful. He's a pretty valuable hero. If he goes down, this is a lot of golden XP that forZe is going to be able to pick up each and every time. So he's
yeah, you have that swashbuckle, but if you use it defensively, you know, Clockwork is lurking around, this global presence from AA also, if it hits, you're pretty much dead, so he should be careful about it. Medusa, I see Divine Rapier queued up as a third item, wants to get that BKB, so no mana burn.
I mean, it's absolutely the way to play the hero. We've seen, obviously, teams, especially Team Nigma in that previous LAN, just this is how they would roll. Get this Rapier as soon as they can. Manta and the BKB, definitely understandable this match. As I said, there's not necessarily any allied heroes that offer any sort of defensive abilities to keep him safe. He's got to build them first himself, but after that, you get this Rapier, you're going to be able to have such a huge impact as the Deucer. Gibkiy's looking for the wraparound in towards the river. He's coming in to help out the rest of his team, able to take down at least the two of them. Mikoto gets the roll off in time as he'll go away. 19 team with a remnant jump will manage to chase out of there. Mikoto does not want to commit to look for the Ember kill. He knows he has to back up. With 2 heroes down on Boom, this is not a fight they're interested in sticking around for. Dreamocel still looking toward getting that Manta style done before he really gets involved. Does not want to lose his life before that item is completed. As they'll back away, this does mean that forZe has now the room to get some damage done to this tier 1 tower and look to take more control away from the map half of Boom.
Boom, once again, even though they are ahead, still they're not playing as a team. Always someone is on a different side of the map doing some kind of solo action, which they don't benefit from. And also you're giving this Medusa space to recover. She's keeping up with the anti-mage at the moment.
Yeah, an anti-mage that had a free start and a great Battle Fury timing. And this Medusa, Gibkiy.
Oh, love that.
What's
She's switching.
Oh.
She just bought a Demon Edge.
Okay, screw the BKB. Let's get that. Well, we'll see if it's Demon Edge into the BKB, but I think that if you're getting the Demon Edge, I mean, surely you're just going all the way to the Rapier. Or could it just be sort of a Demon Edge
It could be. You know, you're putting a lot of pressure on them right now, even though when you have anti-mage on your team, your mindset is, we're set in the late game. You can carry us. No matter what we have, how bad of a game it is, you can still rely on AM. But when Medusa buys a Rapier, also, Ember, when he finishes that Deso, it's going to be much easier to siege the buildings, and they go inside the Roche pit.
Yeah. I mean, if you get an Aegis on her, then of course, then
it's Rapier time.
If you got Aegis and you're farming a BKB, you're playing the game wrong. You're getting that Aegis, you're getting the big money items, the big Rapiers out. As in the river, trying to scout things out as the Beastmaster, but it may cost him his life. BZZ quick with the reaction as he hook shot straight up to the high ground onto FBC. FBC turns with a roar, but the Ice Blast is down upon him, and they're losing more in the river here. Buyback straight away from the Beastmaster, but as I say, he already used his roar in attempt to play defensively. The Anti-Mage has to get out of here. Mikoto's trying to commit, but the damage from the impetus, it's just too much. Mikoto goes down as well. As Boom, they're letting this game start to slip away from them as forZe are taking over. They're taking the lead now. As Boom, it was just a very sort of all over the place attempt there going towards the Roshan. They were entering over to this area one by one. The quick plays from BZZ meant that forZe were ready to take the fight before Boom had the numbers. There's a second buyback as Mikoto also committing the money to get involved, try and dissuade forZe from doing the Roshan. But we'll see if they can actually do a fight. Still 35 seconds without the roar. Can Boom actually get anything out of this?
Medusa is really low on mana. They should be careful. Also, Boom, they were fighting in the vision. 2 observer board. Oh, missed hook shot.
Off the mark, BZZ. That hook shot could have been pretty big. I mean, they might still just find something. Remnant in aggressively as he's clipped himself, though. He's up. He's trapped at the top. His mana is burnt. He gets one more side of fist up, but he's still stuck. Do they have the vision or anything to kill him? They do. They see him up there. He puts another Remnant down, but he has no mana to jump out of here. His 19 team clips himself straight to the grave. Mikoto is caught out. Multiple buybacks coming out from both teams. They knew that Boom did buy back for this. As 19 team, he's straight back on that cliff as soon as he dies. Did have the Remnant there, so came back to it. But he's actually
have a Remnant for another 20 seconds. Just TP to tier 1 tower.
I mean, he could have done that at the start. I mean, sure, it's not too much, but it's kind of clowny to see. You know, you die on the cliff, buy back Remnant back to the cliff.
And stand there for 20 seconds. They understand that they need to contest this Roche. If Medusa gets the Aegis, also Anti-Mage, he needed one extra shot. Oh, that's going to be a big one.
Indeed, an Ember dieback. as Dreamocel and Hyde, they catch him out, and with the Ember, they've got to be careful. It doesn't matter, so they killed off Mikoto and he's gone. Without their Ember Spirit, that's a lot. Some clowny plays from both sides here as 19 Teen is going to be kicking himself a bit. We do indeed. It's getting a little sloppy, a little messy. And it's a lot of fun to watch. 17-15, less than 1K in it. The game back even. The two cores that are standing at the top, they're still there. Both Gibkiy on his Deucer and Dreamocel on the Anti-Mage, they're at the top. But both sort of, the entire lineups around them are just sort of providing some quite a spectacle in terms of entertainment.
Is there a circus in town? Do we need more clowns?
Good old Carl and his fantastic lines. I mean, definitely relevant here. But we love it indeed. How sort of the Deucer update does look like Gibkiy. He is committing for the full Rapier. It isn't sort of Demon Edge and then back to the safety of the BKB. Even though they haven't got Roshan, he still wants to go for it. He knows how strong it will be, especially in these sort of skirmishes. Static Storm will clip the two of them. The Fisher as well. Mikoto tries to line up the Swashbuckle. They lose the Disruptor, but the setup could just be enough for them to find the kills. They're looking for the bounces. Chu, he's already healed up. In fact, with the Stone Gaze, they cannot finish off these kills, Boom. They've got to back off and get out of there. Gibkiy, BZZ, chase down the Earthshaker. Mikoto's still watching from the side. Can he get back in to offer any sort of help? He can't. He's rooted up. 19 teams on top of him. Mikoto cannot get his tool set out as the Bangalore falls. Hyde in the trees. Gets the blink off in time. And will manage to TP away. Sticking true to his name. They could not find him.
Boom should be happy with this trade. They should have lost more heroes in this engagement. forZe, man, Medusa, she needs to recover her mana. She's sitting at 500 mana all the time.
Oh, she's so close as well. 300 gold. The Rapier will be there. She's already sending out that courier. This is where it starts to feel good at the Deuce. You're preparing for the purchase.
And one thing you do not buy it until you get that Aegis. So you're just keeping it locked down the Demon Edge.
And then they're rolling over them a bit. Boom, playing out alone, one by one, dropping like flies. As this Rapier, it's going to be coming out soon to this Deucer that has access to the Aegis. A full minute, no Beastmaster.
She bought it. They're all in.
Yeah. I mean, hey, you know, it helps her get the Aegis a little bit quicker.
And also, Enchantress, she stole the Hawk from Beastmaster, which gives them vision inside the Roche Pit and any kind of approach from this eastern side. Sorry, western.
Mikoto, he's going to try and get in here. He's rolling in. Roshan is rather low, but it's, he tries to roll out. He gets stopped in the middle of the roll by the hook shot. BZZ continuing to chase. The Swashbuckle will keep him safe, but there's the space that forZe needed. Gibkiy finishes off Roche, gets that Aegis. Deso is done on the Ember. Everything's coming together for forZe. They can now start running down lanes, and this team is incredibly hard to fight into now. This sort of combination, the physical damage output is going to be off the charts in these team fights from these heroes.
What AM needs to do is start cutting the waves. When they show which lane they want to push, he needs to cut back and go for those creeps. Otherwise, they're going all in. Like, this is Medusa with the Rapier, Deso on Ember Spirit. They want to take these buildings pretty quickly.
Go down. Mid lane, what is the answer from Boom? The last few fights have been scrappy. And there's no room for scrappiness when you're fighting underneath the reach of a Deucer with a Rapier. This tier 2 will not be held onto. They've got to let it go. Their best hope now is going to be some sort of high ground defense, but it's not easy. This is not going to be a push that you can simply stop with a lucky play. They have to find some sort of way of separating this Deucer from the rest of the team.
Pushing the bottom and the mid lane, but they have a catapult and they're inside your base right now.
You've got to get back. This Deucer is going to clean up your sort of high ground towers and racks in a matter of seconds. They do have the fortification. Big eyes being done from the members of Boom. Dreamocel's got his completed Abyssal Blade, goes all in, so there's no availability for a buyback. They're losing the racks. They do have the double repair kit, but it doesn't matter. The Rapier damage is just too much. The range racks are gone.
Rapier stronger than repair.
There it is. Mid lane, they get the jump forward onto the Clockwork. Clock in trouble. They'll burst in with the Mana Void. They take out BZZ, he buys back immediately. They need to have the full squad at all times around this Medusa. They cannot afford to have any of their heroes outside of the game. So BZZ is straight back in. Will start to head over to join the rest of his teammates.
I think they're fine with that. Anti-Mage used the ulti, which means that he's not going to have it for a minute. Should group up and go for more. Do we have Any good tier 3 items for Medusa right now? No. Just keeping the Vambrace for now. AM got his item, Paladin Sword, damage, and the lifesteal. Always feels good to have.
I'm a little disappointed, unless I'm crazy. As far as I'm aware, Mikoto, their team does have a Mindbreaker in store, and that magic attack bonus damage 25, that does proc on every hit of the Swashbuckle, right? So it's pretty nice to have. That's a significant damage boost to each of his Swashbuckles, but he's holding on to the Pupil's Gift for now. Repair Kit won't save this. Again, the damage far too high, as they'll clean up this top set of racks. And they weren't able to stop her there. I mean, it really does sort of beg to be seen how they can put a stop to this push that forZe can just look to repeat down the other 2 lanes. They've got to come up with an answer. Dreamocel, he's trying to get that butterfly done. He's trying to be this powerhouse, this core that they can sit on the shoulders of and can get in, commit on this Medusa. He doesn't want to do it, obviously, whilst that Aegis is still up. That's sort of what they're waiting for and sort of just hoping that forZe don't take too much away from them during. But even when that's gone, there's the second defensive item for Gibkiy. BKB done with the Manta style. This is not an easy target to kill, even if you're an anti-mage.
They need to start running S5, pushing out the lanes, grouping up, because they can't be split. This Beastmaster providing the vision, and here comes another good hook shot.
Yeah, this one's on target. FBZ does drop the raw. Cogs will push him back, but the chase is there from 19. Doesn't get the chains connection, but the slight damage, is that enough to push him over the edge?
Should be done.
It is. He's gone. Bottom lane, Dreamocel going for a bit of a rat play. Takes half the health of the tier 3 tower. And he's already on the retreat, making sure that they don't sweep round and get him. But I don't think they care to do so. They know that with him already backing off, they can push much faster than him. They're just barreling it down the mid lane, looking to get as much use as they can out of that final minute of the Aegis.
Problem is, Dreamocel is split pushing. They don't have good catch. Hook shot needs to be used, plus
are they just gonna
chains. I mean, you can just Manta style out of chains. He's even using Manta style aggressively here.
I mean, they're letting him take it. They're letting him take it on this bottom lane. I mean, I guess they feel they can just shut the game down sooner. They don't really care that they're losing the racks on the bottom lane. They are committing to keeping this Deucer safe, taking what they can from the mid. BZZ gets the hook shot in, the Cogs to lock down the disruptors, popping the Stargaze. Gibkiy moves forward. There's no way they can turn and help out. Buyback comes out from KheZu. The range racks are gone. They're over to the melee. Mikoto playing with the idea of committing with the Rolling Thunder. Gibkiy, that Aegis, down to the final 50 seconds. It's about to go. So Gibkiy's got to be aware of this timing. They get the racks. They'll start to back off. Gibkiy even popping the BKB. A little bit of a strange time. Maybe worried about some sort of glimpse back, but it wasn't even on him. Now the commitment. They know the BKB's about to wear off. Dreamocel moves in with the Abyssal Blade, burns the mana. Static Storm's out. They got the kill. That's the Deucer gone. They can have the rapier in their hands unless they can do something about Dreamocel. ChYuan and VANSKOR desperately trying to push Dreamocel on. Dreamocel, he wasn't able to pick it up. I believe the Fisher was sort of still blocking it out. This Clock can recover the rapier. Ember throwing his life away, though, for that attempt to push them out. As they lose Ember, they'll lose AA. Boom, they didn't get the rapier, but they got the big kills. Clock able to recover it, BZZ taking it back to the safety of the base, and they have got buybacks available on forZe.
BZZ doing God's work. Also the timing, it was perfect for Boom. This Aegis was running out. Medusa forced to pop that BKB to use to remove the vision from the Thunderstrike, otherwise she would be glimpsed. And
it was a sort of excellent read from Dreamocel. He knew exactly when to go in. Whilst that BKB was still active, he knew that he could play around with the last few seconds of it, using that Abyssal stun, and then they get the kill. Just for the unfortunate being that the Fisher came in a way that meant he couldn't quite pick up the rapier. I believe that was the problem. As forZe do recover it, they don't want to buy back, though. They're so close to having their 2 cores back into the game. That is going to mean that Boom's going to be able to do some serious damage down this middle lane. The tier 3 down, the racks as well, they're starting to fall. Deuce is back in the game. Are they going to be actually able to push them off this in time? They're not. Dreamocel stands his ground, takes another melee racks away. As this game, it continues to just feel as close as ever, as we're now to the point where it's effectively pretty much even sure there are range racks up on forZe's side, but both sides are losing at least 2 lanes of melee racks.
Very close game. 2 set of racks is gone. Aegis could spawn and Roche in the next minute.
And we'll see this again. You know, say Dreamocel able to reach over, but there's just no way.
Blocking it.
Yeah, no way of picking up that rapier. Actually, I mean, are you able to pick it up over the fish? Because he didn't even actually have an item slot. It looks like he didn't even take anything out of his inventory to try and pick it up. So either way, not able to grab it. would have been huge if they could have. And probably even game-ending. If they were able to get the Rapier in their hands, I don't know if forZe would have been able to stop them without that DuBu having a Rapier. But as it was, recovered. It's back in the hands of Gibkiy. They're ready to make plays again, but so are Boom. Boom immediately smoking up. We saw it there. If Dream can get the jump in on the DuBu, the amount of mana burn, it is significant enough to get the kill. They've got ways to try and push him off, maybe with a good cogs placement. BZZ can get in and separate the anti-mage from the Medusa.
They can kill the rest. They don't need to focus AM. Also, Stone Gaze was not available in that previous fight, nor BKB, so it should be a different kind of a fight here. Also, they're holding the high ground. Roche may respawn in 3 seconds. We'll see. It's going to be either long or short one. Oh, 2 minutes and 50 seconds.
At least definitely for forZe might see just a bit of defensive play. I mean, no need for them to really rush it before that Aegis is there. We have seen this DuBu can die. And another death on Gibkiy, and next time maybe you aren't fortunate enough that you're in a situation where Boom won't be able to pick up the Rapier for themselves. So a very tense game right now, and a game that for the longest of parts has been as close as it has, just a 1k gold difference in it. Boom, they need this win to hold on here.
They need to take care of Medusa. They don't have any kind of a saving spell. You don't have any kind of buff for Medusa in this game, so 4 staffs should be used. They have a Glimmer Cape, they have Solar Crest, also Vlad's, a lot of lifesteal on top of Paladin Sword from Medusa. But they need to play around her. Hookshot, he's in.
He's in on the Disruptor. Able to get himself out of the cogs though. KheZu will lip a Dreamocel. He's sort of been the focus. What's his plan? He's going to get out over towards the DuBu, who's actually been found totally isolated from the rest of the team. He came in from the bottom.
And that's the Rapier.
Nowhere near the rest of forZe. And now with the Rapier switched over, Dreamocel, he really can go to work. Double buybacks come out. They do lose Hyde. Hyde dead on the Shaker without buyback available. So forZe, they may have the 5 of them in the game whilst there's only 4 on Boom, but Rapier is on the anti-mage. Dreamocel's ready to go, and now Gibkiy, he's suddenly a huge amount of gold down.
I don't think they can win this game anymore, Owen. Medusa does not have any kind of damage. This lifesteal damage will be amplified. He hits for 650 damage with mana burn, and also he was level 25, which means mana void is on 20 seconds.
I mean, at this stage, it's like Dreamocel, it's up to him to just win the game now, right? As long as he doesn't die, he doesn't feed back the Rapier. I mean, you're right. This should be a win for Boom. But who knows what's going to happen? We've seen some crazy stuff so far.
Double damage. I don't think that's... it's going to help for sure.
Yeah. They got the hook shot. That's Dreamocel. Dreamocel, he's got to get out of it. He's been rooted. He wants the mana to remove it. He's trying to run. He does manage to get the blink off. Will manage to get away from forZe, but playing on the edge. As I say, Dreamocel cannot afford to lose his life. As long as he lives, this game should be Boom's.
Medusa can start farming another Divine Rapier.
Yes, she can.
It's a long run, but that's the way that you want to play this game.
Starts, just sell your BKB, sell your Mantis. There you go.
Just sell everything.
Just sell everything. Go all in on Rapier. I mean, maybe the only way. It's definitely a very hard game now for forZe in the river. Chu jumped on. Mana Void finishes him off. The bashes, the roars. That's a death on 19 Team 2. As they'll just chase them down one by one. The Stone Gates does come out in time. They hook shot across. Ice Blast is there. Can they get these kills? They look towards the Shaker. They get the Shaker kill, but the Static Storm's out. He's trapped. He's already used the BKB, but Mikoto is frozen. They burn the mana of Gibkiy. In goes Dreamocel. He has the damage. Double kill for him. It's GG. It's game over. Boom. They'll hold on in this series. Take game 2, and we're going to a game 3, Lacoste.
Man, Dreamocel played extremely well this game. I said Anti-Mage should not die in this one, and he delivered 11, 0, and 8. They did not have enough lockdown for him. He was doing such a good job cutting the creep waves, pushing the bottom Raxes when they gathered up, and I think they missed the timings. You wanted to push when you have like at least 2 minutes left on that Aegis, but they did such a good job. Dreamocel and Earthshaker creep skipping, also stealing that rapier. Medusa died twice.
I mean, yeah, it really was that death where they lost the rapier, which forZe going to be looking back at and feel very frustrated at. That whole positioning of Gibkiy, he was just nowhere near his teammates. The whole team was on that top end of the mid lane, going into their own jungle, whilst Gibkiy, he was by the river. And there was no hesitation from Boom to collapse straight away onto the Medusa. Easy Dusa kill, easy snatch at the rapier. And then from that point onwards, it really was, it felt like GG from then. And as you say, 11-0-8. And sure, we see games where carries do not die, but that's normally like games where it's like a stomp or like the rest of the team isn't dying. This game, everybody else was dying. There was 7 deaths, 5 deaths, 7 deaths, 6 deaths on the rest of his teammates. But Dreamocel just playing in a way that it was immaculate. They couldn't be any better on this anti-mage performance.
It's a 10-pick anti-mage. You pick it when there's not enough lockdown for him, and he played amazing. This is why you don't open with like these two supports who don't have any kind of stun, any kind of silence, and they're pretty easy to kill in a team fight.
Absolutely. Well, there we go, ladies and gentlemen. What a game two to really kick things off here in this series. It's now 1-1. Don't go anywhere. That decisive game 3 coming right round the corner. We'll see you very soon after this ad break. Then we'll be back to the panel for more action here at the StarLadder Minor.